Greetings, everyone, and welcome. This is Professor Gerdes and Greg Terry combo on this. We were actually working on things together when this breaking news happened. And I said, Doc, we need to get this information out because it is unfolding as we are speaking. It is 11:01 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is 6:01 a.m. in Israel, and quite a few things have unfolded. And we both have a similar thumbnail. We'll have a similar title. The bottom line is this: Iran has once again launched a massive strike on Israel, Tel Aviv, Haifa, energy infrastructure, you name it. I've got the video of the hypersonic missiles coming in and hitting. I'm not going to share those because I could get taken off the YouTube probably, but I have a lot of aftermath that will validate it. Prophet, it looks like the Iron Dome is either A, running out of supplies or struggling to stop some of these missiles.
Well, I mean, they're trying to overwhelm the system. I mean, that's the goal. And the Iron Dome only works at one level. That's why they had lots of other defense lines shooting things down along the way. But I agree with you. Like, there's too much to keep up with. And we were just talking about earthquakes. I
Yeah,
mean, it's
it's
it's crazy
it's
what's going on right
nonstop.
now.
Um, it brings me back to the Hexef, and I want to get right to the breaking news so people can see the videos that we have for them and the updates. But just a reminder, it was just this weekend that Hexeth was confirming that air defense systems were being taken from Ukraine to the Middle East. We're beginning to see why. And I just
Mhm.
want to put this out here from the get go. Ladies and gentlemen, if you think that Iran is a weak nation with the rockets, they have some of the best rockets on the globe. They are the ones that developed this technology, like the Shaheeds with the drone systems that Russia using so effectively against um, Ukraine. And this is why Israel, the United States, and others are so adamant they do not get a nuclear weapon. If they had a nuclear warhead, it could have been
Yeah, just
lights
imagine
out.
that.
Exactly.
Right.
So,
It's not so much the best as that they stockpile. This is what dictators tend to do. They tend to authoritarian dictators tend to have as much of these weapons as possible. And it's really bizarre because like the US and other democracies have these things too, but they did it the right way. They built up their economy and then used a small percentage of their economies to build these kind of things to protect themselves. Autocrats like Kim or the Ayatollah or whoever use most of their economy trying to do this thing, and then people starve and their economies are in shambles and that sort of thing. But they'll get it one way or another,
well,
come heck or high water.
they are getting it. And tonight, unfortunately, Israel got it. So let's do the confirmed facts first. We've got the confirmed facts, and then we're going to roll some video for you guys. Massive airstrike striking various targets in Tel Aviv and Haifa. Now it is 6:05 a.m. in Israel. This was happening between 3 and 4 a.m. So we are getting this out within an hour or two of it happening. One of the worst places that was hit was Haifa. A power plant was absolutely hit. Half of Haifa is now out of power, blacked out. I have been to Haifa, beautiful city there on the coast, just below Lebanon. Peaceful, but it has been hit very hard. I'll show you that in a minute. There were targeted buildings in Tel Aviv. I've got video on that. Iranian ballistic missiles struck an Israeli army barracks in the area of Galilee. That's a confirmed strike, and strikes were also recorded at closed military installations in the Negev. So you're seeing combination attacks similar to how Israel is attacking them. There are some residential buildings hit. We tell the straight truth here, but Iran's going after some military and infrastructure targets as well.
Iran's actually doing a better job at this from what I can detect than what the Russians are doing to Ukraine. Like
No question.
Iran's really trying to hit back at significant targets from that which I see. Now they're okay with hitting other places as well, but they're not like trying to just harass civilians as far as I understand.
Your major strike areas tonight are going to be Haifa, right here on the coast, and Tel Aviv. This is the central business city of Israel. Jerusalem's more of an old city. Tel Aviv's the modern international airport, government buildings, and Haifa there, northern city, large city, beautiful. So let's jump straight to it. And then I also, right before going to record this video, received the response of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps, their official statement. So I'll put this up here and back to this. I'll call the video, play the video. You tell me what you think. We'll do a view and response. So the first video is an initial look. This is what the skies look like coming into Israel when all these missiles are coming. Look all in the distance, all those lines coming. That's all missiles. And in and amongst that as well are Shahed drones to take air defense. And some of the hypersonic explosions I just can't show. People are screaming. It's really not good on the strikes. They literally are just in the air, and then it's just there. There's no other description for it. It's that fast. How would you like to be sitting and seeing the skies full of that?
Yeah, no, Israel hit Iran, and there's no question that Iran wants to hit Israel back. And now they want to hit Israel back before. They didn't really have the excuse to. And so, one is kind of, it's almost a codependent relationship in the way that they're fighting with each other. One kind of needs the other in order to keep striking. But I mean, they're doing everything that they can. I don't think that they're going to be terribly efficient at it because of all the other things going on.
I was following an analyst earlier today and almost did a video on it. This is a different type of warfare. This is modern warfare. There is no front line. There's another nation dividing these nations. Everything is being fought through the air, drones, and technology, and they are still
There's multiple nations, right?
Yeah.
You got to get over Jordan or
Iraq,
Syria and or Saudi in order to hit each other.
Correct. They have Air Force and all of that, but it's not Russia and Ukraine with a front line, artillery, drones, shells, and everything else included. It's completely different. It's a technology war, and we're seeing both sides are pretty stout. Now, I will tell you this, Iran has been saying that they want to take out the fuel ability for those jets. They're hitting supply, they're hitting refineries, they're hitting port infrastructure, and they're hitting them. And this may give us a hint as to why we are seeing something we're going to share with you at the end of this video in just a couple of minutes. Because I remind you, Israel is a very tiny place. There's not that.
Yeah,
there's not much
think
territory.
about like New Jersey or something like
exactly. All right, let's go now. Video 2. This is a guy filming of his car. You can see we're Haifa, and this is actually a video of where the power plant was hit, and then I'm going to take you up closer to it. So this is the first one. Okay. He's going through a bridge right now, but he's going to come off that windscreen there or window, and you'll see again that big ball of fire. I watched the hypersonic come in. That's the power plant. That is a significant problem for Haifa. Now, let me take you closer. This is up close. You can see the stack of the power plant. Okay, it is wrecked. There will be no power coming out of that for a long time.
So one of the things that you just said before this was talking about their size, and their size is a weakness, but it's also their strength because they're so small, they can defend with an Iron Dome in a way that, like we're talking about in the U.S., a Golden Dome over the entire U.S. I mean, that's going to be a really hard task. And Russia has it even worse with 11 time zones. The Ukrainians can hit all kinds of places, so their small size is actually somewhat of a defensive plus in the sense that they can defend against it more easily than if they had to, really reach out with all their defenses.
Two things on that. I agree with that. Much easier to defend that smaller area. But once you're overwhelmed. And
Mhm.
the game changer today for the Iron Dome versus even 10 or 20 years ago is the um, better technology of drones, things like Shaheeds to
Mhm.
deplete air defense. It's not just missiles coming in, it's the Shaheeds. They're drawing fire, and then they'll bring ballistic missiles in, and then they're bringing the hypersonics in, and they're just unstoppable. It's the same issue that Ukraine faces with Russia. Now, I want to take you to central Tel Aviv. The first video, as I'm going to show you, is not the strike, but the aftermath, smoke all in the residential buildings. And then we'll go up close, show you a couple of rescue operations. There's no wounded people. You will see fire. You will hear people yelling out commands as they're fighting the fire, but that's it, guys. About as heavy as we'll go here on YouTube. Here you go. This
Yeah, you got to
is,
be careful with that.
got to be
Just
careful.
just because
Here's,
of YouTube's
yeah,
policies.
we're good on this. Here is the, from a distance, you can see the smoke rising from the central building there. That's in Tel Aviv. So we've moved from Haifa to Tel Aviv. If I move you in closer, this is what we have. Right now, we know that there are multiple dead.
Wow.
We know that there are multiple wounded. And I think we'll just leave it right there. That's probably enough. This is what's happening in Israel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tough
Looks
night
like
for
Kharkiv on any given night.
every night in Kharkiv. Exactly. And
I
it's
mean,
interesting. Now,
Kharkiv just keeps getting pummeled and like the world yawns. So
the Shaheeds are becoming
I
unstoppable. They're becoming
yeah.
unstoppable. The third generation flies at 5 kilometers, 600 kilometers an hour with a large payload. It's nothing but a kamikaze bomb on steroids. Let's go to this.
The
We do
Israelis knew
have,
that stuff like this was coming, though. I mean, they were preparing for it.
oh
They were
yeah,
shopping, getting themselves ready for something big and bad coming their way because they knew that once they did this. But I mean, I know they didn't feel that they had any other option except to do this. So, I mean, that's where they are.
all right. Here is the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. It's Iran's Revolutionary Guard statement that just came out 20 minutes ago. We launched a new, more destructive wave of strikes on the Zionist entity. We used advanced methods, cyber techniques, and modern equipment. Our missile strikes targeted the enemy's command and control systems. Operations will continue until the Zionist
Mhm.
entity is eliminated. That is a direct counter statement to some of the rumors floating around earlier that were fake news, that Iran wanted to come back to the negotiating table. That's all fake
Yeah.
news. This is the latest statement as of 11 p.m., 11:15 Eastern Standard Time, and early morning over there. Now, we talked about the
Well,
fuel
and it's
depots.
it's
Yeah.
hard to decipher what is fake news and what's not. Like, 'cause I talked about that earlier today too. Seeing the Iranian president theoretically had said that, "Hey, we'll stop, hitting you if stop hitting us." Okay, I mean, it sounds plausible. So uh, you only find out certain things after the fact.
Agreed. I do believe, though, in this particular time, because Israel has had so much initial success, now they are taking some big punches back. That's just a fact.
Mhm.
We have a war going on. But I think Israel and its allies and friends actually want to, this time, eliminate that nuclear
Oh
threat.
yeah, both of them are going for as much punishment as they can on the other side. It was 44 years ago the last time that Israel did this, right?
Hmm.
So this was like 81 or something like that, where and it was and they went after in Iraq. We forget about that, but that's
Correct.
what they did. And yeah, I talked about that this morning. They're they want another 44-year breather.
Yeah,
They
this
don't want
this
this to
is
come
this
back
is
in 2
not going to
years and have
end
to go
until
through it again.
they're unable. And here is a little thing we need to look at. We are not, and we'll close with this on this breaking news update here, but the fact is right here
Yeah,
at the
this is
same
big.
time, right now, and this is hitting all the news. And I can tell you, I've already got the same information from Israel, from Iran, from Ukraine, from Russia. They all sent the same messages. The United States is airlifting at least 25 air tankers from the Europe en route from the U.S. to Europe, Middle East. Don't know final destination. A major military airlift appears to now be underway as an unprecedented number of U.S. Air Force KC-135, KC-46 aerial refueling tankers have departed from air bases across the United States and appear to be preparing to cross the Atlantic towards Europe. They are just getting going. This is breaking news. We'll see where they end up. But for me, these are specialized, and this is what I was reading even from Ukraine and Russia and all of them. They said, okay, these are specialized planes. They're not going on a tour. They are meant to
Yeah,
refuel, which means action is
right.
coming. So,
And this is why it's worked because they were hitting with F-15s,
mhm,
F-14, F-4, 15 and 16s 14s and 15s? I'm sorry.
15, 16.
They were hitting with these things, and they only have certain range, so they had to have heavy fuel tanks and be refueled periodically with light payloads. So that's how they were doing this because remember, they gotta cross over these other countries in order to do this. This is a really odd war to watch compared to what's going on in Ukraine. As you said, there's no
Completely
battlefield.
different.
No tanks are useless here, right? Well,
Exactly.
tanks are kinda useless in
Storming
Ukraine as
brigade,
well,
storming
given the
brigades,
drones, but
useless. What is
but
working?
it's a whole different prospect when you're fighting a country that's a few countries over.
It's cyber, it's internet,
Mhm.
it's, for example, Mossad being in Ukraine doing special operations. And of
Yeah.
course, there's Iranian special ops inside Israel. I guarantee you. Um, and then you have long range strike weapons. But man, both sides are hitting targets, which is showing us, and even Pete Hegseth made mention of it. Air defense is tough in the world right now. These
Mhm.
offensive weapons seem to be getting to a level that the standard defensive weapons are having a struggle to stop them.
Yeah, yeah. It's bad.
Yeah.
It's
Well, that's
bad.
where we're at, guys. Thank you tonight. Check out Prof. Gerdes' channel, Prof. Gerdes Explains UA, Greg Terry Experience. We are partners, we are friends. And tonight we were working on other things, and this started hitting, and we said, hit the camera, man. And we did.
Yeah.
Thank you for your subscription, for your like, your comments. We thank you for helping us help others and share truth. You guys be blessed tonight. Any other words, Prof?
Yeah, just thank you for caring enough to check this out and find out what's going on in the world. I mean, you need to be informed and we're doing our best to keep you informed.
We
So
are
thanks.
that. And every day we're learning. It's all connected. 100%.
Yeah.
Vladimir Putin. All right, guys. Have a good night.